What's good, church family? It's your boy, Church Boy V. We here to watch a motivational speech. I do not know the name. I haven't seen this yet. So we're going to be watching it together for the first time. And I hope you're having a blessed day. Let's see what they going to say. Hope this help you and motivate you today. Man, somebody sign me bars, but let's get into it.
Money does buy a form of happiness, because without it, you're fucking miserable. But once I realized it doesn't mean it doesn't mean for me.
What makes you happy?
Achievement, reaching goals, accomplishing things that I thought were impossible to accomplish. Because while I don't smile all the time, there's this feeling inside of me that very few people have. Very few people have. Because when you come from where I came from, nothing, and you make something out of nothing, the feeling stays with you all day and long. And it allows you to be who you want to be in front of anybody.
And hey, like I told you, I haven't seen this, so excuse the cussing. This is a God-fearing channel. Excuse the cussing. So let's get into it. So far, so good. Money don't buy happiness. Money can entertain stuff, but can't buy happiness.
Pity is a soothing balm that turns toxic. At first, when your family and friends commiserate with you and validate the reasons you have for grumbling about your circumstances, it lands like sympathy. But the more comfort pity brings you, the more external validation you'll crave, and the less independent you will become.
That's a fact.
This will make it that much more difficult for you to gain any traction in life. That's the vicious cycle of pity. It saps self-esteem and inner strength, which makes it harder to succeed. And with each subsequent failure, you will be more tempted to pity yourself. Look, I get it. Life isn't fair or easy. A lot of us are doing a job that we don't want to do. We feel we are above the tasks coming our way, and that the world or God or the fates have sentenced us to live in a box we do not belong in. When I was a night shift security guard at a local hospital, I felt that work was beneath me. So I showed up every night with a voice in my head screaming, "I don't want to be here." And that infected everything about my life. I ate my feelings, blew up, and slipped into a deep depression. I wanted a different life.
I promise you, I'm not gonna keep stopping every few minutes, but I just wanted to say that I understand what he's saying about not being at work. It's different for me because I don't like this. I love to work where I'm at. I love the people and stuff, but it's just a thing of you're not treated. You don't feel treated like you should be treated. You put in all this hard work, all this man hours, and the company you work with, the location you at, is like treating you like crap. Like you literally at the bottom of the totem pole, and people treat you like you at the bottom of the totem pole. People look at you funny and don't want to speak and this and that. So I understand where he's coming from. And it's one of them things like, hey, I smile anyway. I do the job anyway. Because, hey, it's a job. It got to be done. And I'm going to enjoy myself while I do it. I know on the daily, people going to treat me like crap. People going to walk past me if I tell a person, hey, or, good evening or whatever, and they walk past me like I'm a ghost or I ain't even there. But stuff like that is, and then seeing money, unnecessary things spent on. Like, come on, man, you could invest that into people that's working for you. You can put that into the pockets of the people that are working for you. And I'm the type of person, if it makes sense, you spend the money on these things. Like, okay, I can't get mad at that, but you spend the money on unnecessary stuff. Like, come on, man, what's going on? That don't even add up. You got people busting their backs and you spending money on unnecessary stuff where you can put this money in people's pockets and give them a raise and this and that. So that's how I be feeling. To me, that's just how it is for me. I don't know about nobody else.
But my shitty attitude made it impossible to create one. Every minute you spend feeling sorry for yourself is another minute not getting better. Another morning you miss at the gym. Another evening wasted without studying. Another day burned when you didn't make any progress towards your dreams, ambitions, and deepest desires. The ones you've had in your head and heart your entire life. Every minute you spend feeling sorry for yourself is another minute spent in the dungeon thinking about what you lost or the opportunities that have been snatched away or squandered, which inevitably leads to the Great Depression. When you are depressed, you are likely to believe that nobody understands you
True.
or your plight.
Yep.
The only thing that ever matters is the present moment. Yet, too many people let their depression or regret hijack their day. They let their feelings about the past hijack their lives. Perhaps their fiance left them at the altar, or they got fired without cause. Guess what? One day, they will pan back and realize that nobody fucking cared about any of that but them. I don't care what you've been through. I can feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I can have sympathy for you, but my sympathy won't get you anywhere.
Sure ain't.
When I was a young, damaged kid, feeling sorry for myself didn't help me. What helped was cleaning those white walls right the first time. We cannot get time back, so we must be minute hoarders. The earlier I get up, the more I do. The less time I stay in pity party feel sorry for myself land. The stronger I become and the more daylight I see between me and everyone else. When you separate yourself from the pack by cultivating the values and priorities that lead to greatness, mountains of adversity and hardship become speed bumps. And that makes it easier to adapt to the road ahead and build the new life or sense of self you crave. When you adapt, you will begin to see everything that comes your way as a stepping stone on your progression toward a higher plane. High-paying, esteemed jobs are generally not entry level. You have to start somewhere, but most people see the thankless tasks that must be completed in order to advance as burdens instead of opportunities. That makes it impossible for them to learn. You gotta find the lesson in every shitty task or low-wage job. That requires humility. I wasn't humble enough to appreciate my experience and security, so my attitude was foul as fuck. I thought I deserved much better, oblivious to the fact that almost everybody starts at the bottom, and from there, it's attitude and action that determine the future. Humility is the antidote to self-pity. It keeps you rooted in reality and your emotions in check. I'm not suggesting you should be satisfied with an entry-level job. I'm never satisfied, but you must appreciate what you have while staying hungry enough to learn everything you can. You need to learn to wash the dishes, flip the burgers, sweat over the deep fryer, sweep up the job site, work in the mailroom, and answer the phones. That's how you build proficiency. It's important to learn every aspect of any business before you move up. You can't rise if you're weighed down by bitterness and entitlement. Humility hardens your spine and encourages you to stand tall, secure in yourself no matter what.
Humility. As myself, a lot of people say I'm real humble, and that comes from life experience. That comes from nobody owe you nothing, and nobody had to treat you right. And people always tell me, you so humble, this and that. But I can remember a time I wasn't humble, where I was real angry and upset at the world, because it seemed like the world was unfair, and the true reason the world ain't fair. But nobody cares, so why you gonna be having, like he said, self-pity and try to look for sympathy? instead of trying to improve and try to better yourself and try to build yourself up. And I can say personally, God, he been working on me, and man, I've been improving on a lot of things, and I'm still improving, and I'm aiming to get even better in him. So humility for me is like, it's not nothing hard. A lot of people, it's hard for people to be humble, but I always think of there's always someone that's worse off than me. There's always someone have a worse job or have no place to stay. I always think of there's someone in a worse position than me. So, well, I'm gonna be crying and moping this and that. 'Cause I used to have pity parties and stuff, but I know as a man and as a godly man, as a black godly man, nobody cares. Nobody really care. That's how I feel. Nobody cares. We can see in society a lot of with the death, men offering themselves at a high rate. Us men being lonely and practically invisible in this world. Men not getting the applauses or getting the flowers that they deserve for carrying a lot of things on their back. Men suffering in silence and stuff like that. So I just try to stay humble and continue to work on myself and continue to ask God to help me with what I struggle with, to keep me and just to stay positive and stay smiling, because I smile all the time. I laugh all the time. And people don't know what I go through. People probably don't care, but, I just think of, being in self-pity ain't gonna help nothing. You gotta go get it. You gotta go grind. You gotta have that mindset of wanting better for yourself, wanting God to better you, to be better for God, and to build a relationship with God. So that's how I look at it, and that it makes sense. Feeling sorry for yourself and trying to get sympathy is, it ain't gonna do nothing. It'll take you it gonna feel good for a minute. After that, man, it ain't gonna help nothing. It ain't gonna help pay no bill. It ain't gonna help you go to the gym. None of that. So, just talking to my generation as a young man, a young black man, young godly man, we gotta just buckle up our boots, keep pushing. I mean, the best person to vent to is God. I mean, if you got somebody, cool, but the best person to tell your feelings to is God. I do it all the time. Like, I have a load on my shoulder, I'm going to talk to God, or I'm going to talk to somebody that understands me, one of my male mentors, or one of my family members, or whatever, and then get off my chest and keep it rolling. Because life ain't fair, and there are double standards for men and women and this and that, so it is what it is. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Continue to push and press, continue to grind. Talking to my young men out there, that's teenagers, that's young adults, and even my generation in the mid-20s going up on 30. So y'all have a blessed day. Hit that comment button. Comment in the comment section. Hit the like button and join the church family. Subscribe, and y'all have a blessed one. Peace.